Good morning, good evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are. This is your trusted Houston realtor that's going to keep it 100% real with you. This is Kareem Lewis, aka Sergeant Sales, and I'm back again with Airbnb. I think the best place to start with Airbnb is, let me tell you the backstory that kind of got me into Airbnb before I got started. Years ago, I would say back in the early 2000s when I was in the Army out there in Killeen, Texas, the Fort Hood area. And at the time, like a lot of soldiers, when you transition in, rather you coming to Fort Hood, I know it's something else now, I don't know the name. All the years I was there, it's Fort Hood. Fort Hood is going to always be to me. Anyway, when you transition in and out anywhere in the military, you already know for those veterans, it's hard, right? Because a lot of times you don't have your furniture and you looking for a place to stay, especially when you have family. You don't want to be cooped up in a hotel. And back then, that was prior to the Airbnb craze, right? And as I was telling you in the first video, that's back when you only had corporate leasing, corporate housing. And back in Killeen, I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to get sued, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but because that'll help him out. But there was a sergeant major, a retired sergeant major, right, that used to rent out short stay homes, right? And he would have fourplexes that he'll put, bed, a couch, have the electricity on so you can stay and you have more room, especially, like I said, when you have families. And I remember talking to him, because that was always interesting to me back then. I was like, man, you renting out and you already got it set up? And he said, yeah. And I was like, okay, so what's the longest you let somebody stay? And he told me, man, you could only stay 28 days. And I was like, 28 days, say if I need like 2-3 months, especially if I'm waiting for post housing. He was like, well, you got to take one day, we got to do a cleaning, and then you can come back. So I was like, I got to move out just to move back in. He said, no, you can keep your stuff here, but you got to go out for the day, stay out for the day, we can clean up, and then, you come back, and then we start over fresh, the next 28 blocks. So it's always 28 blocks. And, at the time, I was kind of like, come on, man, you can't work with me. And, I couldn't understand it. So then I asked him, all right, since I'm going to be here for a while, can I have mail coming to your, to the house? He said, nah, I got to hook up with a mailbox company, one of these postal companies, and you can get a mailbox. You can get all your mail sent there. It's just up the street. You're good. So again, I'm looking at this dude like, yo, if I'm spending all this money, why, you know what I'm saying? I can't have mail. You telling me I can't just give you a block of money and just stay here, I could only do 28 days or whatever. And I don't understand that. And then I was like, well, what about visitors? He was like, you are the visitors. Anybody else, you got to pay. And I was like, again, why I got to pay? And at the time, he just said, well, insurance purposes, things like that. That's why you got to pay. Now, fast forward that into the now. Everything that I learned from that retired sergeant major became what I know at Airbnb, the foundation of Airbnb. And the reason why people say Airbnb is dead or they have problems and stuff like that, it's because they do not set up the right way. And what he was telling me, in the nicest way, was pretty much protections for him, the Airbnb owner, so that he didn't get stuck like a lot of people get stuck. And when I say get stuck, if you look up that Airbnb in California where that one lady stayed there more than a year not paying, squatting in an Airbnb, that's why. And in the next video, I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to give my experiences as well as I'm going to give you a full breakdown, the do's, the don't do's. And again, if you're in the Houston metro area, if you're looking to get you an Airbnb property, or if you're looking for an apartment in Texas, period, that does Airbnb, and you want a mentor to kind of walk you through it, somebody that's been there before, again, I'm your guy. So again, Kareem Lewis, hit me up, click the link in the bio, set up a call. If you want more information, go ahead in the comments and type free game, and I'll hit you back up, and we'll get you started to your Airbnb destiny. Until the next time.